Britain to answer that fateful question. Not for the crowds in Downing Street, nor for the Black Cat at number 10, nor for Mr. Greenwood, acting leader of the opposition, nor for members of the cabinet as they leave another momentous meeting. The answer lies with one man across the sea. Our mind is made up, our position is clear. That must surely be the gist of the message which Ambassador Sir Neville Henderson takes back with him to Germany. And the solid mass of the crowd surging round his car are a symbol of the fact that the British people are more firmly of one mind today than at any other time in our history. In the crisis a year ago, when Mr. Chamberlain flew east as Sir Neville is flying now, Germany, in spite of her violent methods, still claimed the right to bring her own people within her own boundaries. She dropped that principle when she marched into Czechoslovakia, and our ranks were united in one solid anti-aggression front. Sir Neville Henderson also takes the knowledge of that unity with him as he starts back on his momentous journey. The women of Britain stand with the men. Her Majesty the Queen brings a lesson to us all as, leaving her children in Scotland, she returns to London, and we are glad to see her. As workers evacuate the goods and records of business into the country, what are they saying and thinking on the street corners? Nowhere is there any wild patriotic excitement, but everywhere there is a deep hatred of war. There's complete confidence in British power if it should be brought to the test, but there is no confidence in the power of violence and slaughter to make the world a better place to live in. And in Britain's ports, as the boats bring in still more of our vital food supplies, the merchant seamen know from their travels that in the hearts of the German people there is the same preference for the joys of peace against the horrors of war. But these tough men of Britain know that their duty is to answer force with force, if that is the choice of the dictators of Germany. So the preparations to meet force continue. The Mediterranean is closed to British shipping, leaving the Navy of France to guard the waters that Italy claims as her sea. Whether she will still press that claim, what her position will be in a disastrous struggle is still not clear. We have heard little in the last few days from her leader. Meanwhile, Germany recalls all her ships at sea. In New York, the liner Bremen is held up, and the Europa heads full speed for home, cutting her scheduled stops at Southampton and Cherbourg. Scheduled stops at Southampton and Cherbourg. And now the plane which took Sir Neville Henderson to Germany returns, but without him. And Hitler's reply to our government's message is cabled in code from Berlin. And as the cabinet prepares to draft a further reply, the labor to save the peace goes on. In Paris, there's the same feeling of calm determination. Perhaps the streets are a little more empty. Perhaps people wait for the news a little more anxiously, and still more reservists are called to the colors. But there, as in Britain, the nation has made up its mind, after months of careful thought by a vast jury. No state propaganda machine has had any part in that decision. The German point of view has had as wide a circulation as every statement by the home government. In both countries, it's the old secret of the tenacity of a free people. And if you want the final summing up of the British attitude, watch the children. In a dozen cities, they assemble at school a few days before the end of the holidays to hear all about this evacuation business. In a little box in front is a gas mask. On their backs, clothing and food for a few days. On the label, their name and a city address.